Hey, what up? I'm Walter Hauser, and I play Ed Hocken Jr., I suppose, in this beautiful reboot of the Naked Gun series. Ed is the kind of guy who really takes his job seriously, and at the same time, he is forced with sort of dealing with the fumbles and the stumbles of his partner, his senior partner, that being Liam Neeson in the role of Frank Drebin Jr. Frank Jr. and Ed Jr. really love each other. They are like brothers or uncle and nephew, mentor, mentee. And in this story, they get tangled up in yet another mess, not unlike what their fathers had to combat in the original films. And I like to think that that friendship is tested and stretched. And in the end, you see that these two guys, no matter what the case is, no matter what turns it's taking, they're always going to have each other's backs. I like to think that Ed respects Frank so much that he's never trying to make him feel lowly or bad for screwing something up or misinterpreting something. He loves him too much to really reveal that. Liam Neeson's the best, dude. I've been a fan of his for years, but seeing him in this role, you know, he really owns the comedy and commits. And off camera, he's very funny and self-deprecating and is willing to just jump into the spirit of improvisation, which is what you need in a movie like this. But playing off him was a blast, and it was very much me trying to sometimes be the straight man to him, which I'm kind of used to in other movies or TV, being the really wild person. So it was nice to take a back seat and let him kind of be the butt of the joke while I'm kind of the audience POV sometimes. When you go back to the original, Police Squad or Naked Gun, even the Leslie Nielsen film Airplane, people then associate Leslie Nielsen as having been a comedic actor, but he started off in drama. And it was that sort of straight-laced, dramatic delivery that made him so perfect for those original films and the ones that came after. So we really, I think, had that same style in mind and thought, you know, who better than Liam Neeson, who we've all come to fear and respect as these authority figures and mercenaries on screen. But he also has a fatherly, endearing quality to him. So I really think Liam ended up being the perfect person to take over the threads and absurdities of Frank Drebin. Liza was amazing. I wasn't familiar with her work, and she came in and was just an absolute like spark plug. She was just constant energy and good vibes. And then I found out she has like 100 million followers on Instagram or something, and she's a very accomplished creative, very much a DIY spirit, and she brought a really good energy to the set. And I remember when she was leaving, we didn't want her to because she was so much fun. I'm just like super stoked to watch this with an audience, like a packed theater somewhere, because I think waiting on those reactions and being like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? And then getting the laugh, it's very satisfying. I come from a stand-up comedy background, so the idea of sitting in the back of a theater and kind of winding up and knowing where the jokes are and seeing how they play, I mean, that's going to be so much fun. I think this is Akiva's fourth feature, if I'm not mistaken. So what he brings to the table is equal parts loosey-goosey, let's try, let's have fun, let's play with this. Also showing up and just knowing what you want and what you need. So there's a finiteness to him that's really professional, but then there's also the fun malleability that we've come to expect in the wacky comedy he's helped co-create. And that's all you can ask from a comedy director. They bring professionalism and they've done their homework and they're ready to go, but they can also be moved by the sort of spirit of comedy in the moment and be willing to kill their creative darlings and just try something totally new. We all know this crime genre where cops are taking themselves seriously and crying in the rain and firing their gun in the air at a gravesite. Like, there's that sort of melodramatic steroidal intensity that we're obviously doing a send-up of and having fun with. And, you know, I think we're due for one of these movies. Naked Gun is something we need right now. We need to laugh. We need to laugh at something that's trying to take itself too seriously and is being overly intense. And we need more Liam Neeson. That's just my take on the matter. I think there are certain genres that beg to be seen in a packed theater opening weekend. Horror films are great in person with a full theater, and comedies are amazing. There is something chemically necessary that happens to your body and your brain when you sit in a room full of strangers and have a laugh. It happens at stand-up shows, and it happens when you're in a movie theater watching a Naked Gun movie. So I really hope people treat themselves and just unplug from the crazy world and come into our crazy world of Frank Drebin for just 2 hours. I think you're really going to be pleased with the outcome.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. ScreamingMovieNight.com